Hello everyone, I am Ali. I am a friend of Haj Thao and I am of Uyghur ethnicity. I come from a traditional Muslim family and for over 1000 years my family has had intermarriages with Muslims Huizu. Haj Thao doesn't speak English and I helping also because they have the same problems as like Uyghurs. The following are all uh, our problems, our troubles. Since 2018, China has been restricting the practice of Islam, considering it an evil cult and associating all Muslim worldwide with terrorism, Islamophobia. My mother and I were born in Tianjin, uh, uh, but have lived in Beijing for a long time. My mother repeatedly requested a passport to fulfill her pilgrim to Mecca, but instead of processing her request, the authorities issued and enforced restrictive orders on both of us. These orders required us to report to the police and the government officials, engage in self-reflection at specified locations, and could last from 2 weeks to 1 month. During this time, we were not allowed to work and were taught communist, communist ideology in detention camps while being pressured to renounce religious belief for Communist Party. My mother, born in 1952, was unjustly detained for 10 months for February 10, 2022. She was 70-year-old at the time, and she too suffered mistreatment. She was imprisoned multiple times due to her devotion to Islam, as was I. All the claims about our supported my evidence, including audio recordings, videos, and official documents. I present I personally visited I used to I used to oftenly visiting all other Muslims Waiwarzu, and I very much observer of these witnesses the Chinese Communist Party operations suppressions such as promoting communism and praising Xi Jinping's within mosques. The Chinese government is accused of massacring 300,000 our Uyghur brothers and sisters in 2009, and under Chen Quanguo's leadership, nearly a million more Uyghurs were killed. Western reports on Xinjiang are already quite conservative. The situation is far worse than what they depict. It's crucial to recognize that the Chinese Communist Party is atheistic and its members do not acknowledge the existence of God. After after the release of Falun Gong practitioners, they have the freedom to apply for passports and enjoy unrestricted liberties like Tibetans. However, the Chinese government classified Falun Gong as an evil cult too. What? Then it is the government is stand is on Islam. I urge Muslims worldwide, especially Arabs, Central Asians, Africa, MENA, and Pakistan, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, these are Malaysia, Indonesia, to contemplate this. My mother was 70-year-old, never harmed anyone, and was exceptionally kind. The Chinese government labeled her as a terrorist and a threat to the nation. Circumstances of her death remains unclear. Of these of these events occur in Beijing 2023. The Chinese government is promoting a positive image of Xinjiang and opposing Western reports, but it is genuine. The Chinese government is hostile to Islam and aims to become powerful, seize all resources, and control our economy. In recent years, Sino relations have deteriorated with the Western, and Chinese government views the United States as an enemy. They seeks to rally Arabs and Muslims worldwide against the West, and they uh, using economically bounds them about this to silent about Uyghurs. Can we allow ourselves to be used to Chinese government CBB? It is if China successfully takes Taiwan, becomes a global superpower, will they stop oppressing Arabs and Muslims worldwide? We as Muslims lack a strong military force. Have you not seen the fate of Uyghur and Hui peoples? Have you not seen my family's tragedy? I have never been one to tell stories. Everything I say is backed by evidences from Chinese government and Supreme Courts and other courts and police records. I believe I believe that China and the United States cannot coexist peacefully in the long term. China is a political powerhouse, while the United States is an economic and military powerhouse. Politics requires time and space, and in a prolonged statement, the United States will ultimately lose. We have a historical example from 80 years ago when the Chinese Communist Party defeated Chiang Kai-shek. President Biden, you can inquire about how the Communist Party managed to win. If the United States fails, Islam and Muslims worldwide will face slaughter. Some way, some may ask to what basis I am these claims. I say to the world, first, I have evidence, and second, I am well versed in Chinese culture. I have studied Chinese culture for decades, and have knowledge of Chinese history, including the various schools of thought during the warring states period such as Confucianism, legalism, school of diplomacy, school of military, and Mohism. I also have some knowledge of the history of Communist Party. However, I am a traditional Muslim family and I am Uyghur. I understand that the core of Chinese culture is based on loyalty and filial piety. Many Muslims have betrayed the religion and grown closer to the Chinese government. What will be your fate if you betray your religion and your people? Can Chinese culture accommodate those who are disloyal? Remember, in China, being unfilial is synonymous with being disloyal. My peoples are swayed by economic gains and betray their religions and ethnicity. Once the Chinese government no longer need them, they will be killed because they have shown a willingness to betray their beliefs for money. With the exception of the Han ethnic group, all other ethnicity in the world are minorities. In China, the Chinese government cannot tolerate Uyghurs, Hui, and 10 other Muslim ethnicities and Tibetans etc. They have different skin colors, betray habits and other than beliefs than Chinese. When the Chinese government become powerful, can we survive? I repeat, I have evidences to support my claims. I have a deep understanding of Chinese culture and history. I welcome discussions with friends from around the world. In particular, I would like the opportunity to debate with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, the, mas- the master of deception, to determine whether he, as a Communist Party member, understands his own culture or if I, as a Muslim, understand Chinese culture better. As I also as I also a Uyghur and I have evidence to support my claims, what I have witnessed is even more severe than what Haji Chao has described. They have subjected us to forced sterilizations and established reductions, reduction camps, detention camps since July 5, 2009. They have been arresting a large number of people, mostly Uyghur, my brothers and sisters, Muslims, numbering in the millions. My brothers have been killed and my sisters have been humiliated. Mosques have been desecrated and the Quran has been burned and banned. Even Islam, even Assalamu alaikum is banned. When rulers are disrespectful, subjects are insulted, and when subjects are insulted, they die. Language die, culture die, ethnics die. Our Allah, the Almighty, has been insulted, and death of Islam is imminent. Imminent. What is the purpose of Arabs and Muslims worldwide in entering mosques? What about your faith? Allah is protector and Allah is Almighty. Forgive me. Allow me. I just want to take your sympathy, my Arab leaders and OIC. Why you silent about Uyghur and United Nations, especially State Department, also as well. Westerns. Maslama. Goodbye. See you.